So, I have two things here. Number one, I listened to all the people that was complaining about my intro being too long, so I fixed that problem. Number two, I had a nice guy send me out I don't know, I think it was like 13, 12 bottles of juice, something like that to review. And I figured, why not just bundle all this together in one big package? Huh? Huh? Yeah? Yeah? Did you like the debut of the new intro here? Yeah? Yeah? Well, as always, everybody, it is the ever reputable Brother Kevin in the house. Here it is. And you might notice I'm sitting off to the side here, and you're saying, why would you be doing that? Well, I'm going to have something over here in the corner soon. But let me tell you like this. So, a guy sent me out a bunch of juice to review, and I'm just now starting to get to it. And let's just jump into this, okay? And by the way, the intro, I figured, it's New Year, it's been on in a while. I'm getting tired of hearing that intro, so why not new song, new intro? So cool, okay. Here we go. So this is Biohazard. Biohazard juice. It does have a nice bottle. It is glass bottle. It is like a greenish hue to it. This is apparently made by Fogger E-Liquid. And he sent me 3 of the lines he's got. He's got, let me see here if I can figure out which lines they are. He's got Toxic, Undead, and Infection. And the bottles get a little cooler as they go. Anyways, it's got a bunch of creamy custard flavors, and I was interested in him. He sent me a message. He said, hey, would you be interested in doing a review on some of my juice? I said, no problem. So he sent me a bunch of the flavor profiles over, and I said, wow, they all sound really good. And he said, yeah, I'll send some out to you. And then when it got here, I got all the line of each. I've got every bottle in each line except for one bottle, which was in Infection, and we'll get to that. But there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 15, 16 juices. And it would have been quite a few weeks before I got done with it. But then I tried it. And, well, this was the best way I could find to review it. So let's start with this. I've got it loaded up right here. And we rate all these flavors on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. We've got 3 different categories. The first category is going to be vapor production. The second category is going to be flavor. Third category is going to be the often imitated, never duplicated longevity, which is how long is this going to be in my vaping arsenal. So to do this in this way here, I'm not going to throw them up to the smell test. I've already smelled them all. I've already tried them all. So I've got it loaded up on the tugboat here. I'm going to take a little toot, let you see this cloud production here. Here we go. Pretty good. It's all right. That's all I'm going to do here. So now this comes into play. So the first line that we're going to start with is going to be the Toxic line. And yes, I did have to take notes. It's kind of washed out by the light, but yes, I did have to take notes. The Toxic line, you've got 6 different flavors. The first one is called Cyanide, and this one was actually a pretty good butterscotch. It was pretty decent. I will say, Casey Jones, you got a better butterscotch. Next one in the line is going to be VX. VX, it was not a good cinnamon, but it was okay. And then Anthrax is the next one in that line, and it was pretty bad. It was actually really bad, and I've yet to date, except for that one, which was Lazarus Vintage. They have the Nebula, and I know I talk about this a lot. They're the only company I've ever had a chocolate vape that was actually good. Anyways, this tasted like horrible imitation chocolate. Wasn't good. Mercury. Mercury's next in that line, and it was the peanut butter was no good. The peanut butter flavoring that he used was no good whatsoever. And then let's go back down to Ryerson, and I wrote, it's okay. It was okay. Out of the line right there, if you had to pick one, that was the only juice you could get, and you had to pick one on the desert island. I would probably say your best bet would be VX. Your best bet's going to be VX, and that's not that whole line. The toxic line wasn't really that good. So let's go to the next one. This one's called Undead. This is the Undead line. First one was Alpha Parasite, and it was very limey. I didn't get any crust, no cream on the top of the pie or anything like that, and I just wrote eh. So it was eh. And then Beta Parasite, and it says I wrote down best one. That was actually a very good flavor, and it was actually good. So you got a thumbs up there, I guess. T-Virus. It tasted like a really candy, like cherry. It was kind of cough syrupy at the same time. Kind of like buckshot, like that buckshot juice that is that cherry flavored. It was kind of like that. That kind of a cherryness. But I was okay. And then Sea Virus. Very light lemon flavor. It was okay. I didn't get any meringue out of that. I didn't get that zinginess that you get out of a meringue. It was just, it was okay. G-Virus, very Skittly, very Skittles-like, Skittles-esque. It was okay. That gets out of that line. So if you had to be stranded on a deserted island with that line right there, which one would you pick? I'd probably tell you had to get Beta Parasite out of these, okay? Brings us into the next lineup. Next lineup is Infection. The Infection line, Rabies, was it was okay. The blueberry's good, and I'm guessing that's the Flavor Apprentice blueberry. The custard's kind of funny in all of these juices. It's got this, I don't know, anything that says custard on it has like this funniness, and I didn't really care for it. So the Smallpox was actually an okay flavor. It was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good flavor. It was very flavorful, and it was a very good banana that was used in it. Moving on to Black Plague. Yeah, I didn't care for that at all. Yeah, you can right through that list. I didn't really care for that one at all. Malaria. This was the one flavor that I did not receive out of all of them. And I believe I remember talking to this dude, and I remember me telling him something along the lines of like, I really don't care for raspberry all that much. So I'm guessing that might be why I did not get the juice. So next one down is Ebola. And this one, I really thought, like, this is going to be the most horrid one of them all. And it turned out that it wasn't really that bad. When you go to Sonic and they give you those peppermints, the little round ones, okay? Not that. You know those other ones, the old-timey ones? The ones that, like, really melt in your mouth? They're a little bit fatter, a little bit square, fatter-looking peppermint, and they come in them little double-sided, or out of each side, the little cellophane wrappers. It had that kind of flavor to it. And while being interesting, I mean, it's not something I would vape again, but it's not something that I would just immediately throw in the trash. I would maybe leave it around for a day that I wanted some kind of pepperminty. It was okay. It wasn't really pepperminty. It was like kind of like it says, like a cool cucumber. So it almost, it was just okay. It was all right. And out of that infection line, if you had to pick any one of those out of the infection line to be stranded on a deserted island, I would tell you smallpox is going to be the winner on this one. Smallpox. So out of the three, you'd pick VX out of toxic. Out of the undead line, you would probably pick beta parasite. And out of infection, you're going to want to pick smallpox. So with that being said, okay, let's get to this other stuff here. None of these flavors at all, not one of them, seem to be like sweet, have a sweetness to it. The blueberry was not sweet. The cinnamon was not sweet. The butterscotch was not sweet. The peanut butter, and so on and so forth. They were just kind of like a bland representation of what you maybe would thought it would be. Like that cinnamon flavor, I really thought it was going to be cinnamon toast crunchy, kind of maybe something along those lines, like a creamy cinnamon Danish or something. And it wasn't. It was just like not sweet. It was like cinnamon stick bland. They are good clouding juices. They do have a good cloud to them. I guess that's really the best thing that I would say going for this. All the custards, anything that's says custard isn't very custardy to me. It's that custard flavoring that he uses just really isn't all that good. Wasn't impressed at all. And I guess that's about it, man. It kind of makes a funny flavor in your mouth with that custardy flavor. So, sorry, guy. I mean, I had big hopes. I had high hopes. I was shooting for the stars on this one, and it landed right in the bottom of the ocean, man. I mean, I hate to say it. It wasn't good. Like, really none of them. If you want to try them, I'll put a link in the description below. Also, you can jump on that link down there also, and it'll link you to my Facebook. You can come be my friend. And then you can tell all your friends about me, and they can come and subscribe to my videos. Then when you get done doing all that good stuff, you can keep calm and vape on.